Good morning, everybody. Today's project is creating some kind of grapevine support. Now, years ago, I planted some grapevines. In the meantime, lots of other trees and shrubs have grown. It's a very different space than it used to be. There's a lot more shade there now. And my grapevines have become kind of enmeshed in this gigantic pile of both irises and I don't know, I planted some currants in that spot. So there's a lot of stuff going on that's shading the grapes, and they're literally growing onto the ground. It's the first year in a long time actually that my grapes have actually done well. And they look like they might actually put on some substantial fruit this year. But originally my plan was to put 2 large posts, tall posts, and then wire between, because that's kind of around here they do a lot of grape growing. I had 2 posts, one was shorter than the other, and the wire went kind of downhill, and I planted a grape on either side. One of those grapes is in the shade, the shorter one. The shorter post side is in heavy shade. And so that grapevine has really not done well. Occasionally I put my sheep out in that section to graze. They've sometimes gone through the fence and eaten the grape down to nothing. We've just had adventures with the grapevines, and this year is like the first year that the grapes are going to do something decent. So I'm kind of excited about building them something better. But I'd like to get them up off the ground. And what I've been using in the garden lately has been like pieces of cattle panel that I take some T-posts and set the cattle panel so that it looks sort of like this shape. But I'd actually like it to be more like this shape. So what I'm going to try to do is get some tall T-posts, just one tall T-post. Well, maybe I can do 2. I don't know, that might work. Anyway, I'm still playing with the idea and trying to figure out what will actually work. So we'll go outside and see. But what I want to do is take the cattle panel and connect them at the top, and then bend them down in this way and secure them here. So that it's more of kind of a Gothic arch type of shape, and we'll see if that works. I don't know. It might look goofy. It might not structurally work. I don't know. It's all a crapshoot around here. we try stuff and see if it works, and sometimes it doesn't. I've often said, people go, wow, you grow things really well. You have such a green thumb. And I'm like, yeah, everybody starts out with a black thumb, and then they learn from what they did wrong, and they become better at it. So that's our challenge for today, is to go try to build some kind of grape support that will work for this story. Anyhow, we'll see you outside. The wind today is ridiculous, so what I might do is film some stuff and then narrate over it. So I know I was ambitiously building a support for the grapevines, and I realized something. All those other YouTubers, they will show you all the beautiful things, all the things that work. All the yes check boxes, right? Sometimes nature has other ideas, and those ideas actually can be pretty spectacular. So we worked on that crazy idea of a grapevine support. Well, number one, we could not get that super heavy, super tensioned structure up into place because we're old. So we had a little tiff, and I didn't really want to film that, so we didn't film it, but it did happen. But what happened after that, when I went out this morning, and you know me, I'm kind of like do the stuff whenever it needs to be doing. So I'm mowing the lawn today. And I thought, well, I better go clean up that area that we were messing with the grapes, so that I can mow, kind of get we had moved some logs and stuff away from there. And the most serendipitous thing happened. You'll not believe it. It's so cool. So probably, oh gosh, it's probably been 6 or 7 years, maybe even longer ago, that I planted some black currants, and I've never grown black currants before, so you know, I put them in a relatively sunny spot. It's in this bed where the grapevines are. The grapes were doing crappy, so they were just sitting there. Hardly any fruit. I have never gotten more than a tiny little bit, maybe that much, of black currants off those 3 black currant bushes that I planted for years and years. I have not gotten anything out of those. But now that the grapevines look like this and are overgrowing everything, and I was gonna build a support to get them up off the ground so that the poor black currants could you know, do their thing. Come look and see what happened. So the moral of this story is sometimes nature knows better than we do. I look back on that video I just made and I think, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? Here I am describing how terribly the grapes are doing in the sun and how terribly the currants are doing in the sun. And now they're all shaded and they're doing great. And yet I want to improve on that process and put them back in the sun. So you gotta laugh at yourself when you're a farmer, dang it. Alrighty, we'll see you later. Bye.